Good evening, Ultimate Hoops World. This is Ed Tierney, along with Kurt Forsyth. We're coming to you from Florham Park, New Jersey, where tonight we had our Open Division Championship game. Let's just clear something up real quick. Just because one player on your team needs a game to move, we can't move games. We don't move games in the summer. We haven't moved them.
It's difficult.
It's not just players involved. There's officials and there's everyone else.
Staff.
So it's not one person. Come on, but we still had a good game. We had a good game to talk about. We had Straight Raw coming in tonight, taking on the Monstars. Monstars are the defending champions.
Yes.
Straight Raw defeated the Monstars in the regular season. Give me one key to victory for Straight Raw. What were they gonna have to do to win tonight?
Tonight they need one key. They definitely needed overall Roy to shoot well from behind the line, behind the 3-point line.
And I would say if the Monstars were to win the game, I think you're gonna need smart decision making, and and that comes a lot from McPherson and Wayne. So, but tonight the early on it was like 9-2. The Monstars went out there early, and honestly, for the first 5-6 minutes, especially they were able to settle down Straight Raw, but the whole game seemed very fundamentally flawed.
I was actually surprised. I was very surprised with the way Straight Raw came out, and they just
very flat.
No urgency.
No urgency.
This is the biggest game of the season. We're playing for a championship. We're playing for everything. This is the whole reason.
The big trophy. The big invisible trophy.
And the medals.
And the medals.
I was just surprised, honestly.
They came out there flat. They no urgency, as you said. Very lethargic. Very and as I said earlier, there was no fundamentals. They lazy. They didn't box out. They weren't making the right decision. They were rushing their shots.
A lot of one-on-one.
It didn't seem, I think if they had to do it again, I think they would have obviously come out better. But I think the whole game, and then they were able to get it to a point where it was 12, and then 10, and then it was 14, and then 12, and then 16. They were fighting back the whole game, and when they hit 10, or 8 or 9, 10, they couldn't cut it further.
I felt that little run because they brought it down from about 15 to about 9. I felt that was the only time in the game where they actually had a defensive stop.
Yeah.
And they actually were scoring down on the other end.
They didn't really.
And it looked like they were coming on a run, and then all of a sudden, Ryan
it was like 5 or 6 straight points. Yeah.
It's just before you knew it, it was almost like that run never existed.
And there's a big play. I have it on one of the highlights. It's during this run where Dave. Kyle gets the ball. John drives in. Layup missed. Kyle gets the rebound. Dave strips him. And from the whole length of the court.
Yeah, ran it, laid it up.
And, that... I'm not going to say that was the
turning point. It was a turning point.
But that hurt because, they had momentum. They were building momentum. They were coming back. And, you see Q try to get the team, hyped up. No one really seemed...
Outside of Q trying to provide that energy. Q and Kyle were the only people that were on offense and defense were trying to get the loose balls, trying to make plays. Everybody else was kind of,
lackadaisical. You guys coming off the bench. Marcus. Well, Marcus started, but Marcus played well. What you're gonna get out of Marcus. Luke played well, but there's something with the Straight Raw rotation. You bring, Austin was in. He subs out real quick. John comes in. There's no flow. They had no chemistry. There's no real flow to the rotation. I think that hurt them big time tonight.
No, it did. And there was even that one point in time when I think Damian was coming on, and nobody knew who was coming out. And then finally Marcus had to say, "Okay, I'll come out." Which at that point in time they really could have used a Marcus and Damian combination.
Yes.
We mentioned it last week. That was Marcus, Damian, and Kyle together provides them with a very big offensive front that only Wayne would have to contend with.
Yeah, Wayne, it's especially with no Aldo this season due to the injury. Ryan took Kyle, Damian took on Damian was Wayne, and then you had a mismatch with Marcus, but Marcus wasn't in the game.
Right. Yeah.
So there was a little. The game plan was a little off. The rotation just didn't seem like it was. There was no rotation.
Right.
But on the other side, McPherson shot the ball well, didn't shoot the ball great, but you had big buckets by, Oren Johnson.
Yeah.
A couple big free throws, a couple big buckets. Dave had great game, quiet couple of blocks, quiet rebounds.
Right.
So
it seemed like everything Monstars did tonight kind of worked out in their favor. A couple of times they threw a bad pass, bounce out of a couple of defenders' hands from straight raw and right into Dave's hands or into Oren's hands.
I was on the side with Gail talking, and it was, I think, Oren shot, missed, got the rebound,
right?
Passed it to McPherson, shot. Oren got the rebound again, passed it to McPherson, I think, again.
Right.
She can't give a team 3 possessions. No. And it was right there. It wasn't even a contested.
They didn't have to run for it.
And, I think they were down 11, missed free throw. Damien was just lazy. Couldn't get to Ryan. Ryan got it, brought it back, hit a 3, boom. And
well, there was actually that one instance there late in the second half where I think Damien had about 3 or 4 layup attempts.
Yep.
And he was all by himself.
Yep.
Kind of missed. And Kyle finally came and cleaned it up. And I feel like that was just kind of just a summary of how the entire game went for Straight Raw.
And late with under 2 minutes to play. Kyle gets a layup. The steal. They got a 3 by Raw.
Right.
By Ray. Whatever. Just a lot of hustle late, but it was just during the game.
The game was already over.
So, looking back at the whole playoffs, who would you think is the most valued or valuable player in the tournament?
Overall, I would have to say, I think I would go with Wayne.
You go Wayne?
He really kind of asserted his physical presence in the paint. He might have averaged a double-double for playoffs.
Yep.
Points, rebounds. But yeah, I think I would go with Wayne.
Since the podcast where we said he said that he was a little soft, he played big. He definitely had a couple of dunks. Each game he was dunking the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Played very aggressive and was able to guard their big men pretty well. I would also think McPherson's up there, even though he might not shoot the ball well. He just doesn't lose. He just doesn't lose when he's on the court.
I also think part of it, though, is you kind of know or expect Ryan to kind of put up some points and play some defense. But I think Wayne was definitely a defining playoff for him. Even if you look from last season when they had Aldo. This season they don't have him, so they kind of lost that 1-2 punch at a point. And Wayne really picked up the slack.
And speaking of Wayne, I think Wayne's always been kind of not seen as a great player in the Florham Park U-Hoop strata, the upper echelon. I think he's ready to take that jump. He's in shape and he's playing very physical.
It's definitely a night and day difference from 2-3 seasons ago.
Oh yeah, easily. We talked about this earlier. Unsung hero, 6th man goes to
Dave.
Easily goes to Dave. Dave hustled, played hard. He. Eddie Mills.
He's a little upset.
Of course, man. But we'll continue. All right. Moving forward, next season, teams obviously going to change. There's rumors of OMG coming back, rumors of Hendershot coming back. What do you think is going to happen?
I think if we have some of those competitive teams that we've had the season before, we could have a very packed playoffs. I mean, we're talking 5-6 teams deep, of close games, talented players, teams running up and down, I think it could be very interesting, especially with the addition of Vivint Solar.
Yeah.
They haven't really gotten a full taste of the teams around here.
They did. So. They missed the OMG, the Quiet Storm. So we will see moving forward. Where's McPherson? Is he going to stay with OMG? Or is he going to go to OMG? Or is he going to stay with?
It'd be interesting. I mean, because they have their own little dynasty that started up right now. So.
Yeah, and you got to think about where's Straight Raw now. I think what's happening with Q, because Q and Kyle are kind of like rentals. We'll see. We'll see where Kurt Forsyth is going. He's a big piece. We mentioned Hendershot and some other guys. So
I'm excited.
Think about Oren. Season, yeah. Oren was on the OMG, and now he was on Monstars.
That's what I'm saying. There's a couple of trades on the block, a couple of things circling around, in terms of rumors.
Rumors are always,
we can
swirling.
Sign-ups are open now.
Sign-ups are open, and there's also a free agent tab on the website.
Yes.
With the free agent tab, you can sign up, see who else is out there.
Build your own team.
I'd like to shout out to Wayne, big fan of the post-game program, and Gwen, who, as you heard earlier, she's also a big fan.
Well,
I mean, if she knows we criticize, she must watch then at least once.
Well, congratulations to them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Congrats to all the teams. Everyone participated, played very well. Congrats to the Final Four. We had 2 great Final Four games and good championship. Congrats to Straight Raw. Had a good season, but Monstars yet again.
Yeah.
McPherson yet again.
They took home the golden ball this
season. The golden ball this season. So
yeah, he's kind of collecting them now. It's 2.
Yeah, it's 2 of them.